Hi, are you thinking about moving to Japan or any other Asian country to become an English teacher, but you don't have the experience? If that is the case, then come closer. This video is for you. La, 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 So, when I moved to Japan, I had no teaching experience, and I was planning that I'm going to apply and find myself in a position where I can learn. And with this video, I thought, let me show you some of the tricks and tips for you to be able to come with a little bit of knowledge beforehand. So if it's something that you need and you're planning to come abroad and you're thinking about what kind of situation will I be in, or what does the classroom is or setting can be like, please stay tuned because I'm going to be showing. Please stay tuned to this video. So generally, there is 2 or more levels of classes that you can teach, meaning the younger generation, which is the kids, where it's going to be involving a lot of singing, a lot of chants, a lot of miming, and a lot of listening and repeat kind of setting. That's the one part of it, the younger generation, the kinders. And then when it comes to the older, like high school students, university students, and also the working group and the older population, that one, you're going to be using a different kind of setting of books where it's a lot of gesturing when you're speaking, a lot of miming as well, and listening and repeat. You do all of this gesturing as well. And most you are reading a comprehension, and then you try to listen for accuracy, fluency. Well, fluency at first is not that important, but for beginners or beginner lessons, it's mostly about trying to get them to respond or engage in the lesson. So here's an example. I will be gesturing. So in the story today, we have Dave and Stan. This is Dave. What do you want to do this weekend? I want to go to the mountains. Why do you want to go there? I want to go camping. That sounds like fun. I want to go camping too. Well, and then the intermediate part or level of learners lessons goes like, before that, it is talking mostly about situations on an everyday basis, like on a restaurant, if you're on a restaurant, or in a train situation, or hospitality kind of part or scenario. And for more advanced students, the comprehension is more about business things, work things, and in a situation of also traveling, which is in all of the levels, talking about traveling to other countries. So an example, and keep in mind also the level of your speed, of your tone and your voice, your tone most importantly, pronunciation. It is different from lower level and upwards, because if you're faster in the lower levels, they can't understand, they don't know what's happening. You will sound like a radio, or you'll sound like a song. So as the level grow, you are accustomed to which level are they in, then you are able to understand and be able to deliver to them. So I'm gonna give you an example of like a work situation, which is like a higher level. This is Kelly. This is John. Hi, John. How did the meeting go? Well, it wasn't so good. This morning I was very late. What happened? I took the wrong documents for work, and by the time I was at the bus station, it was very late for me to go back and get it from my house. Didn't you have backup? Unfortunately, no. So I had to tell my manager to cancel the meeting. And he was very upset. And then, typically, like any other classroom, you first start with introducing yourself. For example, I will say, my name is Andiswa. I'm from South Africa, and I live in Utsunomiya. My hobbies is reading books, listening to music, and doing YouTube videos. And what's your name? So they're going to say their name, hobbies, and where they live sometimes. And it depends on the level of understanding and also comprehension for them to give you back some more information and also ask. Then with the lower level kids, the only thing you do is, hello, my name is Andiswa. What's your name? My name is da 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 da. Then, okay, please come in if it's like in a situation of coming inside the classroom. And then you start with ABC chant songs. Obviously, you need to have the materials ready for them to be able to start the lesson, to listen and repeat. Mostly, this is from a kinder school. So mostly you ask them how they're feeling today, how this is about feelings, to like warm up the lesson or warm up the kids, basically. Sad, like this is all the feelings. Are you happy? And then you sing the happy song. Sleepy, you act and do the miming, or how are you happy? Are you good? And all of that. And then you can, in some lessons, you can also be asking about weather and how is the weather today? Is it sunny? Is it hot? It depends on the lesson again. And then after that, it can be alphabets chant, which also you try and show all the alphabet, what it also stands for. For example, G stands for gorilla. So you say G, 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 gorilla, G, G, gorilla. They repeat. G, G, or you do this. G, G, gorilla. G, G, gorilla. And of course, you start and focusing more on the lesson, what it is about. For example, if the lesson is about fruits, depends also on the levels. The younger kids, they will just be learning about simple stuff and most simple question to be asked and respond yes or no kind of question. Or yes, I do, or yes or no, I don't kind of responses. So for example, here, I'll also show a video. Banana.
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 And apple. Apple. And strawberries. Strawberries. Okay. And straw. Blueberries. Very. In a real setting where I was actually teaching. The point of this lesson was or what we were trying to get, or you as a teacher, you're trying to get out of it, is for the student to be able to answer questions like, do you like apples? And then you maybe you say, do you like apples? And they say, yes, I do. And you also show, yes, I do. No, I don't. Or yes, I do. No, I don't. And another one, do you like strawberries? Yes, I do. No, I don't, if they don't like. So you teach. You try to get the answers out of them. If they are higher level, then you go on and also make other words like, yummy. So they understand it means delicious, or it means, oh, more nice. And then after that, it's the chant in between of songs, just to keep them focusing, because the time span or focus span for kids can be very short, because they want to play, they want to do some stuff. So that's why in the middle of it, there's also games in between. So it can be many games like climb the ladder, hot potato, so many different games you can input. Sometimes it's games structured in the school, but you can also put a little bit of your style in it. So that's the end of today's lesson.
God have mercy upon us.
That's how I actually sound. Oh, and that's most important as well. You do a wrap up for the level 8. So another important part is doing a wrap up for the lesson, where you are trying to understand what do they gain in this lesson, and do they remember how to use it even in their everyday lives. And then with the kids, it's usually also the similar thing, where you're just trying to ask them about other things. Do you like mango? Or you try and put it in what their cultural foods, and in, like, for example, in Japan, you ask, do you like onigiri? Onigiri is like a popular one of the foods that they eat. And then they will say, yes, I do, or no, I don't. So you try and blend it into what they might see on their everyday lives as well. And that's it on today's video. If you liked this video, please comment, share, and don't be scared to subscribe. I need those subbies. Goodbye.